everyone, this is Aniko, and the first Friday of February was just yesterday, so let's go through the newest Humble Bundle Monthly. As always, I'll start the video by looking at the games and savings that Humble Monthly subscribers received this month. The games in this month's pack include Life is Strange, the complete edition for Windows, OS X, and Linux, Tacoma for Windows, OS X, and Linux, also available as a DRM-free download, Sid Meier's Civilization VI with the Vikings and Australia DLC packs for Windows, OS X, and Linux, Owlboy for Windows, OS X, and Linux, also available as a DRM-free download, Black the Fall for Windows, OS X, and Linux, Snake Pass for Windows, and the Norwood Suite for Windows and OS X, also available as a DRM-free download, for an actual value of $179.91 and a total savings of $167.91. Assuming you managed to buy all these games at the lowest prices ever on Steam, the total cost would be $93.11, which means this bundle saved purchasers about $81. Also in this bundle, subscribers received the Humble original game Fortune 499, which is for Windows and OS X. This is one of the best deals we've seen in a Humble Monthly in close to 6 months. Of course, that dollar value is almost entirely due to the inclusion of Civilization VI and its 2 DLC. That game, plus the DLC alone, makes up a whopping $39 of value in this bundle. Second place goes to Owlboy for $15 of total value, and the rest of the games in the bundle are left to fight over the scraps, ranging from between $10 and $7 of value apiece. We're also back to our usual 7 games this month, though that isn't much of a surprise, and if you wander over to the Humble Trove, you will notice that 2 new games have been added, Torchlight and Torchlight 2. Let's talk about the games and genres represented in this bundle. First, we have Life is Strange, which is an award-winning and graphically stunning adventure game, Tacoma, a sci-fi setting walking simulator and adventure game set on a space station, Sid Meier's Civilization VI, the latest entry in the famous 4X turn-based strategy series, Owlboy, a story-driven fantasy 2D adventure platformer, Black the Fall, a puzzle platformer set in a dark communist future, Snake Pass, a cute, slithering 3D platformer game in which you play as the snake. And finally, the Norwood Suite, a surreal first-person adventure game. The oldest game this month is, in fact, Civilization VI. In fact, this entire bundle is made up of games that are all more recent releases, and I am glad to see it. I doubt that means Humble's going to suddenly stop giving us very old games in the future, but at least this month, that isn't a concern. The newest game in this bundle is the Norwood Suite, which just came out this past October, and everything else falls within the past year. Now, you might be thinking that Life is Strange is older, isn't it? But in reality, the last episode wasn't released until this last September, so it's only been complete for 4 or 5 months here. So what's my opinion? Well, frankly, I'm happy with this month, with some caveats. I appreciate that we haven't been given any 4 or 5-year-old games, and I like the fact that the overall value of the pack is higher. On an initial glance at reviews and other data for each game, none of the titles make me terribly skeptical of their value as potentially interesting or fun games. All of them seem to be in line with what I would like to see from these Humble Monthlies. There are even a few new additions to the Humble Trove. That's all good stuff. However, even with all that, there is still a stinker in this bundle, and it's Owlboy. Now, I'm not saying Owlboy is a bad game. It's quite worthy, actually, to be included in a curated bundle of this nature. The problem I have with it is that Owlboy is yet another game Humble Bundle has sold in a previous bundle. It was bundled just this past May. Tier 3 games from past bundles have been creeping into these monthly bundles regularly, nearly every month. We're way past the point of it happens on occasion to you better bet you're going to get at least one previous Tier 3 bundled game every month. It's so regular now that I bet you could use data about Tier 3 from previous bundles to help predict what games might be in future Humble Monthlies. It's to the point where I hesitate to buy the Tier 3 level of newer bundles because I can't help but wonder if it's going to come back to haunt me in 6 to 8 months. It's just not good business for Humble to do this to their customers, if only because they want us to spend our money. At least that's the theory I think most retail businesses operate on. The company may give to charity, but last time I checked, they're not a charity themselves. Beyond that, probably the biggest negative I see to this group of games is that besides Civilization VI, this bundle is very heavy on adventure games and platformers, which means if you like those genres, you're probably quite happy. And if you hate one or both of those genres, this bundle might be only mediocre or even bad for you. Personally, I already owned a few of these titles, but in this case I'm pretty okay with getting the duplicates. Everything I got a double of I'd be happy to give to friends, so at least the duplicates are good duplicates for me. Civ 6 is one of those, since I bought the deluxe edition not long after the game first came out last year, but it's certainly a solid entry in the Civilization series. Not my favorite, but I enjoy it for what it is. Owlboy is also a lot of fun, has lovely graphics, and is probably one of the best platforming adventure games from the past year. I also started playing Black the Dark last night, and I like it so far for being delightfully frustrating and also satisfying, as is only right for a puzzle platformer. The Norwood Suite looks weird. But, judging from the reviews, it's supposed to be weird, and this weirdness is a good thing, I think. I'm just going to play that one. I'm also overly gratified that I didn't buy Life is Strange during the Christmas sale. I've been waiting for that game to be complete before jumping in, and I just had this sneaking suspicion that it might show up in a future monthly bundle, so I waited, and lucky me, I was right. Tacoma and Snake Pass are two more games that I have seriously considered picking up as well, so overall this is a particularly good bundle for me. Usually there's at least a couple games that don't quite suit my taste. I got lucky this time. Before I wrap up, next month's early unlock is Dark Souls 3 and the Ashes of Ariandel DLC, which, when I totaled up the values of those two, comes out to $29.98. I think we can safely say that this one is another excellent early unlock for the $12 fee. If the game interests you and you like dying a lot, because you will in Dark Souls 3, then next month's bundle seems to be worth the price. As always, thanks for watching. I will be back the first Friday, or maybe Saturday of March, with the next video in this series. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, maybe follow me on Twitter, and I hope to see you next time.